I think reputation is very important. It's not that like I'm gonna like do one startup and be done with my career. I want to do I want to do like a lot of like fun stuff. So like, and I think all my girlfriends always told me, no, but you should be like you should always play hard like to get. And I thought, no, I mean like if when I reflected like my success story and like in my personal life, I wanted like I believed that like I could do like the same like with investors as well.
Mm-hmm.
Why me? And I suffered for the longest time imposter syndrome.
So you also quantize the vision LLMs, like
We're working on it. I've always been like A+ student and perfectionist, and that was really bad for you.
yeah. So let's talk about Clicka. What is Clicka? Hello, welcome to another episode of the Doers. I'm your host Furkan Ali, and we are airing from Seoul, South Korea. Today I'm live with my best friend. Her name is Nayul. She's the co-founder of CLICKA. CLICKA is basically an AI compression company. It developed an engine that does that compression thing. So basically, the user upload their large language models or any type of model basically, and it compresses that model into a small form so that it can run whether on CPUs or consumer level GPUs, or also sometimes mobile devices as well. Now they are launching their beta testing for compressing the large language models, and in future they're also working on compressing vision models as well. So these days the models are coming out with have multiple capabilities. They can take the text, and they can also take the audio as an input, and they can also like a multi models. So basically they are now compressing multi models as well. So very soon they're going to release that compression part as well. So I'm really excited to interview my guest, Nayul. Nayul, what's your story?
Hi everyone, nice to meet you all, and thank you Ali like for inviting me. To begin with, I'm no one like to I'm also like founder, early stage founder, hustler, and still like making tons of mistakes on daily basis, if not hourly basis. So I'm in the process with you all. As a fellow startup like founder, I came like as just to have like coffee chat with Ali. So yeah, like I'm here like to share thoughts with Ali and
Yeah,
enjoy.
we both are early stage founders, but she's doing pretty well now, and she raised not recently, but I guess in the past. $1.5 million, if I'm not wrong. That's what I saw on the internet, but they have a lot of details that they haven't disclosed yet. On what I found on the Google, like you raised maybe 2 years ago, or like 1 year ago, $1.5 million.
Yeah.
Right. So so she's a down to earth lady. So we will learn how she raised that money, because as a woman in tech, I think it's hard. It's hard. So raising money, especially going to meet a lot of investors and pitching them, and first of all coming up with a great deck, and then it's a lot of work. It's not just like you thought about it and then next day you have $1.5 million in your bank account. So that's like a long story. But now she raised a lot of other rounds as well. So that's like I couldn't disclose that. Maybe.
Yeah, I didn't. We didn't raise. We only raised once, and like a bit of like follow-on investment like from our lead investor. The reason why we didn't raise on purpose is we wanted like to feel that we're ready like to spend whatever money that we were asking for, and like so. We kept like saying that we'll be raising, and then we kept like postponing like the date. And thankfully we had like enough runway. And the reason why I think we could manage to have enough runway because we raised 2022, and like it's already been like almost 2 years like since we raised.
That's weird. You've been running.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, kudos to you, because if there was someone else and they would have definitely raised. I mean, the psyche is that if we can raise, we should raise. We should raise the money, because they don't care. Like,
Yeah, I think reputation is very important. It's not that like I'm gonna like do one startup and be done with my career. I want to do I want to do like a lot of like fun stuff. So like, and I think CLICKA definitely like is like we're out like rolling around business like that. We need to build trust like with investors, and also I mean it's not a surprise. It's not like any like new thing, but everyone says like that relationship like with investors is like marriage, and it is. and I think it's just exactly like you know, like the term in Korea, like in Korean, 밀당, push and pull, like the trick like between girls and boys, like playing hard. You know, I always hated that.
I see.
You know, like in dating scene, I always hated that. Like, and so like my friends all told me, my girlfriends always told me, no, but you should be like you should always like, play hard like to get. And I thought, no, I mean like if I will find someone who will value me like for who I am, like without me having like to play like difficult. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
And I found my husband and co-founder, who happens to be like my co-founder as well. And so when I reflected like my success story and like in my personal life, I wanted like to, I believed that like I could do like the same like with investors as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we thankfully managed to find really the good investors that we didn't need to like convince much. Like they were very straightforward, no playing games, and they were very supportive like from like day one. Yeah, like still like today, like they're our biggest.
Kudos to investor. You guys got a good startup investor. She's a good person. She looks.
No, I mean it was hard because I don't know if we like talked about it. Like I don't come from like a technical background. I've been like in corporate development, like in business side, and this was like my Clicko was my is my first ever like tech related like job like or project in general. It's just like I really like believed in Ben, our CTO's technology, like knowledge and expertise, and his vision. And I thought it was if I miss this opportunity, like and don't put together like team like to like bring this crazy tackling to like the world, like then I'm just like the dumbest person. So yeah, so convincing like initially like I think like the hardest part was convincing them why me, and I suffered for the longest time imposter syndrome. You get fine and then it comes back because I think and I think that's good.
Exactly.
If I look back,
exactly,
because that kind of like pushes you forward as well at up to a certain level. But like if it gets too severe, then it drains you and you don't want to do this anymore. You lose confidence. So I think it's always roller coaster. But fun.
exactly. I mean, the startup world that we are living in, it is meant to be like that, right?
Is it meant to be?
According to data, statistics, tech founders make a lot of money. So when we reach some good stage of our life, looking back to this part of our life, I think we will be like, we will say like it was worth it. We'll be more happy if we wouldn't have gone through this bad time, and we wouldn't have suffered through pain and sufferings, and we wouldn't enjoy that level of, you know, should I call it supremacy or like success or whatever. Um, yeah, so like we will enjoy it more looking at looking at this painful time back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I could have learned on like to like the scale if I hadn't started in CLICKA to begin with. Like the past 3 years has been just enormous learning, like continuous like learning process, and like pushing me to the edge and forward. So for like just for myself, like it's been very interesting, and yeah, I can't imagine not doing startup.
That's a very interesting point, because when I was working with other startup, I mean, one of the things that I admire is like I would have worked 10 years in industry, and I wouldn't have learned what I learned in this 1 year. So like working in a startup is incredibly difficult, and it's also incredibly fruitful as well, because it teaches you something that you will never learn in 20 years, and it just teaches you that in 1 year. And I'm very sure, go talk with all the founders, all the tech founders, they will say the same thing.
But like it was hard though, because we're not like developing like something that it's very common. Oh, by the way, I don't think I got to like introduce myself like and what we do.
Yeah, so let's talk about Clicka. What is Clicka?
Clicka provides automated toolkit that simplifies deploying AI models onto different hardware platform. And we do it by providing a single line of code that any AI.
So you have been running with the runway that you raised in 2022. That's great. That's nice of you, because usually people, the startup founders are saying that if we can raise money, we should raise money. So they don't care about investors. I think so. My little experience. So you mean in one line I can compress that's really cool. I have my model and put it inside the software and it compresses automatically.
Yeah. So like currently like there are open source tools. I mean like there are SDK provided like by hardware manufacturers, including Nvidia, Intel, Qualcomm, and
they are too complex.
Veno.
Yeah, Veno, like
MNCF.
Yeah.
Like, yes. Yeah, like so each hardware like provides it, like but making good hardware itself is hard, and like the software side also, you know, like catching up like with like the latest operation, like latest structure of like algorithm.
Exactly.
It's challenging. So like what we do is like solving, like bridging the gap between AI software and hardware. Hardware companies are the best with knowing like how to take different model and accelerate them on their hardware. And what we do is we make it like easy like for users. Right.
Like finding a common ground between hardware and software. Like definitely you don't sell hardware.
Right. So provide like a toolkit like that, just one unified platform that you can deploy like to like different. So you don't have to use Veno or Qualcomm Cuda or Nvidia separately. And like have to like learn like different tools and figure out like why certain things are not supported, like and why certain operations like go through like documentation, like dig through like and go to forum again, you know, like waste like bunch of like time like just trying to fix it, because it's super time consuming. And when you have like deadline and you need to like productionize, it's not efficient.
I totally agree, because Nvidia has their own Cuda toolkit. So and integrating that into production is incredibly painful. I mean, there are some services in Wama that utilizes Cuda, so and it takes days to integrate them. Like it really takes days, and that's nice of you if you have like the platform that has like a unified, easy to go deployment. that we can take and deploy in the production. I think that's really
Yeah, like not only like we support like from Nvidia, like Intel, like Qualcomm, AMD, like and any ARM-based like, CPUs and different like NPUs. We shrink like we automatically reduce like, the model size like, from 32-bit like, to 8-bit or even 4-bit.
nice.
We support 4-bit. It's just that like the hardware side there are like, very little support for 4-bit, but it seems like there are increasing number of 4-bit quantization supported chips.
I mean, that's really challenging part because I don't know if audience can understand this thing, but like every day there's a new AI model coming out every day, and how do you tackle that thing? Because does your tool automatically adapt the new model? Like I just plug and play, or you guys have to like work around with the new model, or like how do you tackle that?
I mean, I think like Van would be like the best person like to answer this, but just translating like his words, like all the like algorithm in the end, it's graph and matrix multiplication.
I see, yeah.
And like in the end, like it's all boils down like to math problem. And so it's matter of like supporting different layers. It's not so. And Ben really like, and our team like really hates template based solution. We wanted like when we like said that we want to automate AI model compression, he meant automating it for all at once.
You know, I totally understand what you meant, because there are a lot of companies that says that, oh, you know, we compress this model or blah blah blah, and I think that is template based or a specific model.
Or YOLO V7 for a specific model, and like if you fine tune a bit, and it doesn't work, and you'd be like surprised like, to see that it doesn't work like for even like the benchmarks like that they mark. They probably
What they show.
Yeah, what they show on their website, like well, anyways, and then like people ask me like, oh yeah, like how are you guys compared to like those solutions? Oh come on, like I mean, we're offended like to be like even like compared.
That is so true. I mean, I have a very similar vision as Ben. Like when we talk about video editing automation or autonomous video editor, we actually meant it. It's not like a template based like CapCut. I mean, I don't mean to offend them, but I like CapCut. They're doing pretty good job in terms of template based, but we're different. So basically, when we talk about autonomous video editing, that's basically you can upload any type of video. It should be any type of video means that it should be talking head video. It doesn't matter there are 1%, 2%, they're moving or they're static. It doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, we are very different form regardless. It will edit the video regardless. So yeah, all those companies that says that we have like a autonomous video editor, you upload the video and we edit it for you. It's like if you use those tools, at the end of the day, you have to make the decision. I have to tell where to trigger zoom. I have to tell where to trigger this effect or that effect. So that's a lot of decision making. What you're doing is basically triggering that effect. What I'm telling you to do is crazy. So I don't want to put load on my mind. I want you to be smart enough so that you can make decisions, and I don't have to sit down and monitor you.
Yeah, I mean, you pay for a solution like for a reason. Like, yeah. So I found like a lot of I really hate like to comment like on competitors because like they're also like working really hard like to do it, but sure. I think automating is really hard, and I think a lot of people they take automation lightly, like like covering so many creative different
models, grounds, uncertainties.
Yeah, users are super creative. That's what we found and we need to be like we can obviously we can't cover all at from the beginning, but enough mass to be able to cover most of the cases, right?
I mean, I totally agree because I know sometimes some users might come to you with like some customization. Like, yeah, can I modify this model with this parameter, with this sort of customization? And at the end of the day, it's like hectic for you.
That actually made it with our default setting, it works amazing. But for those advanced users, we have we made it freestyle. So they can fine tune different things. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Also the bit size, you can do 1 bit with ours, and just
cool.
There's no hardware supporting 1 bit contestation. That's the problem. Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know if I should ask you this question or I should keep it for Ben, but does it also reduce the quality when you compress the model? Whenever you compress the model, does it affect the quality? Because the size is reducing, right? So number of parameters are also reducing. So how do you maintain the quality?
That's the most important part. Thank you for asking. So when you evaluate AI model, there are only I think 2 metrics that matters: accuracy and speed.
True.
Right? When you evaluate the performance of it, how accurately the model spits out a correct answer, or correctly spots that this is car, or
exactly,
or hears things, and the speed for user experience.
Yes.
I think we're now going into the phase of AI being product, not just R&D project. And what happens when you create product? As business manager, and you're in charge of department, and your user experience start to matter, and profit start to matter. So
and it also has to be fault proof.
Yeah. Right, and so it has to be accurate, fast, and cheap.
Most important.
And I want to say that CLICKA is a silver bullet for to address all that, but
cool.
We're now making references more and more enterprises are trusting us to productionize AI more reliably and faster.
Have you converted this thing into product, or is it still in R&D?
We're doing paid POC at the moment with Singaporean government. I think we can share it because it's publicly available information with LG Electronics. We're shrinking the size of model to see if we can run them on Intel chip for to be released on LG laptops.
Interesting.
Yeah, and other projects like that.
So what I understand is basically you take the models from different companies and you compress it for them and give it back to them.
We don't do it; they do it.
Oh, so they do it.
They do it. They use our toolkit to automatically reduce the size and deploy to different target.
Is there any customer that is pain in the ass? Oh, I don't know if I should ask this thing because you don't have to name it, but you can tell the type of questions or the type of what I understand.
Yeah, I think it's not one of our customers, but I think definitely in the beginning I had the mentality of for example, we were doing in the beginning of in the beginning era of CLICKA, once when our MVP came out and we managed to do POC, proof of concept with enterprise customer. I think we kinda the mistake that we did was not understanding the
Needs.
gap.
I see.
So I think it's very easy like for startup like founders to like kind of arrogant. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I think it's very easy like for us like, to think arrogantly that we know everything and in our field. So and you like fall into like this obsession of like loving your technology and like believing in your product like so much that you don't think about like your client and customer, and I think in the end your solution and like your product and the way exists like, to help the customer like for whatever like their demand. But I think there are like bad customers, like for example like any customer like that requests too many customization at early stage. I think it's toxic, and I think that's a lot of times I think that's the reason why like a lot of the Korean startups fail to do automation, because you get locked in with one customer and you do like a whole bunch of like I mean like when you do like customization like and it works like for like it's scalable things like features like that like you can apply like to other customers, that's awesome, but if not in case it's not like it's more of like fine-tuning things like for like very specific like
very
tailored
customized.
like very customized like project. It's toxic.
I mean, I have experience, right? Like I had some I had some users, and they requested me customization, like, oh, so if your product can have this thing, this thing, this thing, we would buy it. And then I did all that. I wasted like 2 months, and like I did all that thing, and then after when I ship it, and like okay, and then they came like, if your product can have this one thing, we would definitely buy it. And I was like, no, I don't need it, this thing, because I'm damn sure that if I would have done that thing as well, they wouldn't have still bought it.
Yeah, PS will make it hard.
Because they are like a weather bee customer. Because they're like a seasonal customer. They don't need something like they're not dying for it. They just like it, sort of like it, but they're not dying for it. If they don't have it, they will not die. So
like everyone, all the like advisors, like mentors, like recommend you. Even if like it's small money, like get paid like for proof of concept, and it was like really hard like to ask, and I didn't know like how much like, to ask for, like like how. It's a new product. Like how do you charge it? Like when there's like also like no public information about like how other people are
charging.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the whole phase is hard especially when there's no data about it. Like, what should be the pricing point, or when you don't have any data.
But we started to charge, and nothing. And I think in the end, the market decides. Market that kind of gives you tips on, and so I mean, like you can have like ideas about like how to charge, but like, I think like it's matched with like the market like demand, and again like their expectation, our expectation.
What are your thoughts regarding this phenomena? That if I don't serve my customer very well in my first launch, then he's not going to come back. Like, I personally want to know this thing. How true is that? Like, I suffered from this. Like, I want to launch the best launch in the world.
You'll never have best launch. I think like that's like I mean I'm sorry for like no I'm sorry like for like all the engineers, including like my co-founder, like hello man. Like like I think it's fallacy like that we can do things perfectly. No, what's perfect like for us may not be like perfect like for our customers. then we wasted like time doing things that nobody will end up using. And we did that. We thought like everyone would be like needing like monitoring like on top of the compression, they can see like the result. We didn't even get to launch because we quickly like, realized like that, oh shit, we are providing our compression engine as on-prem solution with our monitoring. It's not. So our enterprise customer will. So it's just like, I think like, but we were reusing the resources like, that we put into like, and, like the tech like, that we developed for other things. Thankfully. I don't know, very sad. But just I mean I'm learning as well. Like I want to like fix this, and then I'll be able like to launch, and then like something else will come up always.
So I learned this thing 2 weeks ago. Like I had this view that when we get out, we need to change the world. We need to disrupt the world, but it never happens.
Yeah, and also I started like to think, oh, I didn't have like respect like for my time and our team's time. Like especially like for a startup, like time is gold.
Exactly.
And when you do free POC, it's like you're pretty much disrespecting like the time, your time, and like you're valuing it like 0 or even minus.
So yeah, I mean, if you're not gonna end up using that thing, and then the engineers will also be disappointed at what we wasted 2 months in building this thing, and they're not even going forward with this thing. So yeah, I think that's what makes Steve Jobs a great founder, because he led the team in a way that whatever they did it very perfectly. I mean, that's not an advice for the startups, because startups has to do something. And it will be messy. But like Apple is on the stage. Apple is on the level that they can spend a lot of time in R&D, and they can spend a lot of time in perfecting something, because a lot of eyes are on them right now. And they're on the level. They have budget. They have time. They have everything. But that's not advice for the startup.
What is it? Is it like YC like statement, build what people love?
And they also have one great saying that do things that don't scale, which I didn't initially understand. Like, what does it mean?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
but I don't agree with it. Again, I read like another founder writing a LinkedIn post about it as well. And then in the beginning, you are doing so many like unscalable things that will end up like being scalable, but you don't know. I think like it's just like a lot of like iteration, like checking like whether this works or not, like but without trying, you don't know, like
exactly. I mean, as you are like, I mean, get first, as you said, like get first paid and then do it. Otherwise, you don't need to.
I think with deep tech, there are some parts like, that need to be built
first
and be done.
Mm-hmm.
So just like trusting your vision, and like think that like whatever like you're building will be relevant in the next 3 or 6, like before like the forecast, it could be like next 1 year or 2, but nowadays it's changing so fast. You kind of have to be alert like on daily basis, I guess.
I'm surprised that I slept with different industry and I wake up with different industry. The industry has moved forward too much.
100 industrial revolution.
Yeah, so like I worked on this model when I slept, and when I woke up, there's a better version of that model, and I'm like, oh shit, I have to work on this model now. So it's like,
but I think anyways, well, like Llama seems to be
impressive.
Yeah, like Llama seems to be like striving
Yeah.
going forward. So like that's good news like for all the like open source community people.
Are you guys compressing Llama?
Yes.
Interesting. Wow.
73%.
73%, right? So how is the compression like the other competitors that are compressing the model, same model, and in the way you are compressing, like how much quality they are losing and how much quality you are losing? And
That I don't know. Like the quality, it's very difficult.
As you said, like get paid first, and then
there's no automated tool to evaluate.
True.
So at the moment, what we're doing is working with client, and they have like their own evaluation or qualitative pipeline to evaluate like the models. So we're doing like taking like that approach.
Do you know about Wama? Like it's also like
I think Ben talked about it. Like there's VLLM. Like there are like other solutions.
Yeah.
But like mostly like the existing language model compression solution out there only reduce the size of only reduce weight, not activations. And you have to quantize activation to be able to accelerate the model.
I see.
So you can reduce like the size of the weight of like the model like to be able like, to fit in like to CPU, mobile, whatnot, but like it would be very slow.
Yes.
You know, but like so your whole purpose of like running it on device, okay, it does work, but it gives a very crappy user experience that nobody would want to use. And in our case, we cut both weights and activations.
Is it just available for enterprise customers, or like what if the startups want to use this thing, or like small or least startups like me, if I want to use this tool for compressing my models, is it available? Are you serving like a small scale startups as well?
That's a good question. That's also what we're constantly like brainstorming how we could provide our solution like, for both like, enterprise and startups. It will come soon.
It will come.
Yeah, sometime like in Q3, if like everything will be figured out again, we'll have like a tier for platform for startup, like different tiers.
Have you also quantized the vision LLMs?
We're working on it. Because a few clients like asked for the vision language model.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be a problem, and you'll be able to see the results in next coming months.
So Google recently launched their own vision model as well.
Polygamma.
Yeah, Polygamma, exactly. So if like that, they say like it also on device model. You can run it on device. So if I use that model and if I use your model or like the one you're working on, like which one would be superior in terms of quality? Like what do you think?
So it'll be like Polygamma versus compressed Polygamma.
Exactly.
CLICKA compressed Polygamma.
Exactly. And
right. So it'll be like the same Polygamma, and our goal always is retaining the same performance.
Perfect.
So it'll be faster, a lot faster, and smaller.
Exactly.
But performing the same or just a bit.
I'm super excited. You have no idea. I'm super tired of GPUs. I don't want to use GPU at all. I want to run all the models on like a consumer level CPUs. I don't want to even run on GPUs.
Yeah, I mean like we're having like hard time like to get a hold of 800 machine as well. And they're expensive.
Too much.
Very expensive. And if you compress like a bit, you can use L4, P4, different like a bit like lower grade GPUs.
Exactly.
But by compressing the model, you get to utilize them fully without hurting your model's performance.
And if not just enterprises but also startups like us, or at least a startup can run this thing on CPU, You'll be building that.
Oh, I'm already running on CPU.
Wow. Which model is this?
Llama.
Llama? And is it compressed by
But
Clicko?
we'll have like more exciting results coming out, like so often. But you can be the judge. So let me click a llama.
Mm-hmm. Go with like how to make a car, and it start immediately. And 14 tokens per second to make a car. Follow the step. Choose a vehicle platform such as passenger car, truck, or determine the size, bus weight, power, plan the layout, construct the vehicle using combination of engineering. Build the car, choose the vehicle, and the speed is quite good. 8 tokens per second.
It fluctuates a bit, but mostly.
Well, that's good.
I haven't tested out the other platforms, so I don't know how fast they are. But the best part is that it's not using internet. So if it is not using internet, then it's probably better. Yeah, I mean, like all the models that like such as ChatGPT and Meta and all the other models, they're using the internet in my phone. So if this model is not using internet, I think that's better. I can run it anywhere, regardless of I'm in the forest and I can ask for the help.
Yeah, I mean also like if you run it like on over the cloud as well, you can like save, because there was a like study like that came out last year that surveyed over like 500 companies and found out that over 96% of like enterprises AI budget goes into inference, which is simply running the models. So out of like 100%, you're spending like 96 not into like the critical like important R&D, like you're spending it like in running them. And it's only starting, like because more and more AI models will be deployed, and you'll have to spend like more into running them. So just if you shrink the size, you can optimize the cost.
Yeah, I think vision LLMs are really important because a lot of startups are using them, and most of the startups are relying on the APIs. And some of them are cheap and some of them are really expensive. And I think 80% of the market share belongs to OpenAI because they're the first mover. Yeah, I mean, like if you guys can increase the speed and make it significantly faster without losing the quality, I think that would be good. And running it on CPU, that's very important because that's my need. I need it. I don't want to pay any money to the GPU machines. I just want to run my models on the CPU. That's why I'm saying it again and again.
Yeah. So you can expect Whisper, Clip, Polygemma, Llama, and Gemma to be compressed in the upcoming.
Interesting.
Like
I'm super excited.
Me too. Finally.
Yeah. I'm super excited. I mean, yeah, startup like this, they have to take time. It's not like you're not building Airbnb. You need time to do research. You need time to because you guys are inventing something new. So it's not like I just take this wrapper and build this like yeah. I mean, it's a pure research based product.
So honestly, when I pitched it to our investors as well, I told them it's gonna take 1 year, and we'll do everything. And that was such a bullshit. If I had not believed in what I said, I wouldn't have like said it. But I was so wrong. It took us. Oof. Yeah.
Shit down.
Yeah, I mean, like it took us 3 years. Like, and what I'm realizing is like it takes a lot of resources like and time like for deep tech. That's why meeting good investors who trust you and bear that time with you is important.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a wrapper that you can just take the API and like build a wrapper around it and ship it to the customer. So it's not like it's a pure research-based product again. And even the OpenAI company, they took a lot of years to launch this LLM. Before that, they were like launching good models, but they were not as good as ChatGPT. They were just like just AI normal models. And with ChatGPT, that took a totally new turn that revolutionizes a lot of things. So, and for that, they think I'm if I'm not wrong, they took like 7 years, I guess. So
I think like Korea is changing as well, and like all our investors are Koreans at the moment. And we have amazing ones who trusted us to build it again.
that's important.
Yeah, but
I think
it's not for everyone, and so I don't like coming from like deep tech. So, like I wanted like also like the Korean like 빨리 like like chop chop sui sui like I wanted out and sell it again.
make money and get
curl the word.
Yeah, let's go to Bali and lie down on the beach and enjoy my trip. Yeah, kudos to you that you being a non-technical person running a deep tech company. And your husband is CTO of the company and also your co-founder. That's I'm not expert at this thing, but this is what I heard from people that they say that either I would have a company or I would have a husband. So like running things together. What are your comments on this thing? Like, does it like people say like relationships in a relationship you cannot have like a business. You can have either a relationship or a business. So, like, I would like to know your thoughts. Like, you have been running this thing for like 3 years. So, how was it like? Did it affect your relationship at any point?
The first year was very challenging, but I think and first year it was our first year of marriage as well. So as soon as we got married, we started. Like, we happened to we didn't have an intention of like starting like company, but it just we were like preparing like seminar for Ben, and I helped him, and like I saw this is what because you don't really like talk about like your like what you're building again, and like your technology again, like what I'm doing like on daily basis, just like overall, like not like into like depth. But like when Ben had to like deliver a seminar like for CEOs in Korea, he had to prepare like in depth like topic, and he chose MLOps topic. I'm like, what the heck? Like back in 2020, what the heck is MLOps? Even today, like when you say MLOps, what is that?
Okay.
And like like back then, like it was very alien concept. He was one of like the first ones who got into like the machine learning AI infrastructure layer, and he built it at scale at Intel's Mobileye for autonomous driving solution. So he saw like that this is like a huge bottleneck, and like into productionizing AI models, and that will become a problem and bottleneck like for more companies.
So yeah, so that's how you got started. Like you saw Ben working on presentation. Like how did you transform it into company?
I put together like the seminar because like my acquaintances like asked for like to invite him like to speak, and I thought like, oh yeah, like he'll prepare like his like presentation, and I was working back then as well. But he prepared 100 pages, 100 slides, very, very technical presentation material for the audience of CEOs.
Yeah.
That who would not care about
What is this?
like technology, like details, and like all I need to know is how will this technology help my company and make my company like make more money.
Exactly.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, like sell more and make more money. And So like I worked with them like to pretty much restructure like and build it like, from the beginning, and that's our first project together. And I made an Excel file with different companies who have like now become a unicorn, and like like Data Robot and like H2O, like that Haiku, like all those companies like started like to Databricks as well, like all those like data ops and ML ops companies like started like to emerge service back then. But I saw deployment side, the AI serving side was still there are like so many opportunities like in that part, and like that part was what Ben was really good at.
So you combine your business skills and he combined his engineering
I
skills.
saw like oh, this guy is I'm just kidding. Yeah, I should bring him and exploit him. Ben is actually being exploited, but willingly.
You live alone. I can fix you.
Yeah. Oh, anyways, sorry, like for sidetracking. Husband or a company was challenging. So I had never worked with engineer before. He had never worked with business people before.
Sure.
So the communication method was completely different, and like culture difference as well. He comes like from Israel, like I come from Korea, like so I like tend to reply like more politely than like like straightforward. And he was like, bam! I'm like, oh, I'm offended. But and we started like to find
common ground.
Yeah, common grounds, and I started like to appreciate like his way of expressing and like like going straight forward. So I'm like that these days. But like still like keeping like my politeness. We fought a lot, but I think I could fight with him because he is my husband as well. No filter, and like like sharing, having like someone like that you can like share transparently everything. That's awesome. I don't think if I had started a company like with a friend, I don't think I'll be able to share it like to that level. Like there be like still some boundaries that I'll try to like respect.
Exactly, and
not that I don't respect Ben.
I mean, it's more casual.
Yeah.
It's more like it's more like
And before we started like podcasting, we we casually like talked. Yeah, I don't know how solo founders run company, because we like we share like we think about like quitting all the time. It's hard. It's hard like to like run like just build
as a solo founder
yeah.
and face all the negatives and positives and challenges of everyday life. And I really agree, like, because a lot of time when I'm working 24/7, I'm super tired, and then I have a co-founder who I can talk with and I can relate, I can share my pain with. It's super helpful. Like, I feel like I'm refreshed. I think that's same with you, and especially as your husband. So you guys go together at home, and you still talking like sometimes. Maybe you're still talking business at home.
We used to, but and then these days like we're just mostly. Before as well, I think that the difficult part in the beginning was like we didn't have office, so we worked at home, and home was our office.
Right.
So there was no separation at all, and that's also like good part, but like the bad part.
That was your
and
garage.
no place like, to chill like and kind of
I got
like
it. I got it.
rest.
I got it.
We were working 24/7, literally 24/7. Every moment like that, because your mind is like completely like captivated like by like your company, your product, and now you'd be like talking about like something else, and then CLICKA, like you're, yeah.
So yeah, talking about the home, like you guys were working from home, and there's a point when you become so depressed by looking at the walls because like that's all the thing that you're looking every day. So like you're waking up, starting your laptop, and start working, and you're looking at the same walls every day and night, and it's like it get depressing. So I think for me to stay productive, I usually change my location every 6 hours. So like I go to this office, like I have I work in a shared space, so like they have given me access to like 50 offices, and I go to this office and then I change after 6 hours to another office to stay productive. Then after 6 hours I go to another office, so like it really helped me a lot in terms of productivity. And that's I would suggest as a hack as well. It worked for me. I'm not sure about others, but like switching between places like coffee and cafes and all the shared working spaces, I think it helped.
I think like it works differently like for different people. For example, I cannot like stay at one place like for a long time.
Exactly.
But for my for CTO, like for Ben, he hates moving.
Moving around.
Yeah, like he prefers like stability, like and like like having like his station,
That's
like
it.
and work comfortably, and he stays there like 24/7. Sometimes he's sleep at the office.
Nice. That's how it should be. Yeah, I love these founders, like the one who are like who are sleeping at office and people trying to pull it off. And I cringe those founders who try to look somebody. I'm nobody to say this to pass this statement, but this is said by the founder of Google, the CEO of Google, that he said like I cringe those people who have nice offices and they haven't figured out yet like their technology, what they're gonna sell to the customer. So they just try to look somebody, but they haven't figured out yet what they're gonna sell to their customer. So not just selling, but what problem they're gonna solve in the world.
We have very comfy couch and big screens.
Yeah, we'll have an office in Palo Alto, we have an office in China, and
No, I mean you can like when you reach to that point and it's you're making revenue and you're spending your revenue, not investment money. And well, maybe like sometimes like for marketing, like or to be able like to hire good talents, it's necessary. So
not at super early
yeah,
stage.
but obviously like not like super
Yeah,
early stage.
exactly.
I have a question for you. You started a company, and how long has it been?
Almost 9 months.
And you've been grinding 9 months.
Yeah, 10 months, like something like
Like
that.
yeah, like 10 months.
Exactly.
You're
Sleepless.
sleepless, constantly like tired.
Exactly.
Would you, if you had known that you'd live like the sleepless, and
I know where you.
would you do it again still?
If I knew that there is going to be this much pain, I don't think I would do. I might just find out some shortcuts. Like I will just go and learn from people like how they're doing this thing, and I would have spent a lot of time in doing research rather than just jumping in. So I'll still be doing something. I would be still hustling. I would not sit idle. I love hustling, and but not like this because let's like this interview is happening without sleep. Like I did not sleep yesterday night. I just
Should have cancelled it.
no way.
Let's cancel it.
John, I saw you and I'm good. So
Guys, sorry, like we have to like Ollie like to sleep.
yeah, we're moving to that. It's like, what about you? Will you do it? Will you do it again?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I would 1000% do this again and again and again and again, regardless of how much pain and how much efforts are involved in this game. I just said no because I thought you're a lady and you would say no. So just in your respect, I wanted to go with the flow. I wanted to be aligned. I wanted to keep my thoughts aligned with you so that.
No. I love adventure. Like to begin with, like I'm more of like the adventure side, than Ben, definitely. So like that's why I guess like I'm CEO. And it's very challenging and like different type of adventure, but initially the first 2 years it was more difficult like and challenging, and a lot of like but on the way I met like so many good people, like yourself as well.
Thank you.
and learned so many things like that I wouldn't have learned if I hadn't started a company, and got to travel all over the world as well. And
Yeah, I mean, I also want to learn about that because how do you feel like the tech ecosystem in Seoul versus the tech ecosystem around the world? Because you have been attending a lot of conferences around the world, and let's say, how do you see the ecosystems in different environments? Which one is
San Francisco. That's why I'm there. That's why I moved. We started like from Seoul. We recently like moved to San Francisco because of the ecosystem.
Yeah, no doubt.
And everything is happening there. One investor was sharing like that there are more AI events happening in San Francisco and Bay Area per month than all the events combined all over the world combined
Together.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I heard this line from YC video that it is a place where you manufacture luck.
Yeah, and like everybody is grinding and everybody like is not working, and like you're working and then working.
And you enjoy it. I mean, if I'm suffering and I'm like having bad time, I think then I see you and you're suffering more than me, and then I feel better. Oh my God! It's not just me who's suffering. This is like, look at this guy, look at that guy, look at that guy. They all are suffering. It's not like
I take joy like off your pain. Oh yeah, like everyone is like working hard, like, and that can be definitely stressful because there's a lot of like competition as well, new things popping out all the time. But also it's you have like I think like there's no place like San Francisco. I traveled like all over like the places, and even like within US, I've been to New York, Boston, and I used to go to high school in Austin. I didn't get to visit like recently, but just comparing SF, Boston, New York, SF definitely like for deep tech is. But like if you're doing robotics or food tech, New York is the best place, right? So I think like really depends on what you do and what category of the business like you're doing. You should pick a vertical.
And for the AI thing is San Francisco.
Oh yeah.
100%. Okay.
And the fact that like there are so many people that understand your technology without having like to add like, so many explanations.
Exactly.
That was so
Relieving.
yeah, so relieving. And we felt that like from our first exhibition in like the Bay Area. We went to we participated in an exhibition there. We didn't have to share what we were doing. They were just asking, okay, how are you guys different from others? That's it. We just had to like share our competitive points, and they were like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and so like if you're explaining to the people, they think you're selling them. So I mean, first of all, you have to explain them a lot. You have to explain them why you're doing this thing, what is this thing? And
But I think like that's changing as well. Korea has always been fast follower company and very fast adopter.
yeah, sure.
So I think for any application layer companies, Seoul is, if not, probably like one of the best places to try out. And Korean consumers in general like are very trendy. So all the like fashion brands used to like test the marketing in Korean market
100%.
as well. So and I think like it's same for like the tech as well.
Right, I'm a big fan of Korea. Like, Korea is really great in the electronics part, and there's no competitor. Their electronics and that is the best in the world. But the only part I think where Korea is suffering is mainly the web development and application development part, like the software cycle part. So yeah, any regrets that you would like to share today with me?
Oh, so many.
I want to learn.
No, I mean like I have so many. Like how can I like pick just one? I'm kind of like person like just like try to like compromise like that. Yeah, everything happens for a reason. Self-soothing way.
Yeah.
Okay, I learned a lesson and like very valuable lesson. No, but I think it's
There we go.
more than a regret. I wish, but I don't know like if it's like relevant as well.
No.
I always like hoped we have like more of like we had like a product that we could iterate like launch and get feedback and like release like on fast pace. Yeah, but like with our solution with deep tech, it may not be like so relevant. I think I would have like had more co-founders.
Beautiful. I love it.
If I could start again, now I know like that what I'm lacking and like what like like I'll do. Not that like I was greedy like with my like equity like back then either. Just like I didn't know like just like I'll just try and like invest more time like in building.
And the reason is because you don't want to limit yourself. You want to have a team that you can with who you can conquer the world.
Yeah, I mean, and like with like like good people, it's always the more the merrier.
The more the better. Like what after accumulating all the experiences in your life, what advice would you like to give to me or like to anyone who's building a company or who's just thinking about building a company or starting a company or who's just hustling or just like who's confused in the face of like choosing between job and being a founder? Like I think I believe both are good. Working for someone or working for yourself, both are incredible. But like, what are your takes on like for the people ever advice like the one who are just like confused about starting a company or thinking about starting a company or they're just starting out but hustling in their life? And what is your take on it?
I think it reconnected to like the previous question like that you shared, like what's my biggest regret.
Yes,
I've always been like A+ student and perfectionist, and that was really bad for my journey with startup. And I was afraid like to fail, and also like when like for Korean education system is not really ideal like for startup, because we like the system like and like the society like teaches you like to be perfect and always strive like A+. But I mean, like you should always extract like for the best. But
That's not all it is.
Yeah,
All the time.
just do it. It's okay. Like relax. You don't have to like be perfect. And yeah, just do it. Enjoy.
Furious.
Yeah, and for if you're young, what are you losing?
The most money.
Yeah, what?
Nothing.
Yeah, what would you lose like by starting a company? But I think like whatever like you want to do, it better be a like damn good thing that you really want to build, because startup is fucking hard.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's hard. You know, you'd want to quit every single day, and your vision and whatever like you're believing in should be even bigger thing that, you know, bigger than you wanting like to quit all the time. You know?
That's a beautiful.
So yeah, if you have like something like that, you're burning, oh I should do it. Oh,
Like a burning desire in you. Like, this is the problem I want to fix, regardless of the outcomes, regardless of whatever. Like for example, me, I always wanted to start a YouTube channel. Because the period we are living in, it's all about attention. Like currently in the world, if you don't have attention, if you cannot buy attention, or if you cannot acquire attention, life is hard. So like that's the reason. Like even the celebrities, even if they start selling stone, people buy it. So
or air that he or she breathes.
Yeah. So
this video like will be edited like by your tool.
yeah, exactly. Like the main video, the main video will be edited like a bit manually, but like once the main video is edited, then it will go into the software, and the software will start finding out the viral parts, like the special moments, like the special things that you said in the video, and it will cut it out, segment it out, and then it will like edit it, make it nice, make it look nice, add the music and add all the effects, and then that's why I was very curious when you said we're using Wama. It's like because we're using big ass one. It's like shit, it slows down a lot.
Yeah, as soon as it's out, I'll let you know.
And it's cost us money, and that's why like I'm waiting. So
let's do business.
Sure. It's, you know, the knowledge that you have right now, it's really precious and it's really incredible because you suffered a lot, like in 3 years or like whatever. Not just you, but every entrepreneur, they suffer a lot, and the knowledge that they accumulate is really precious. Like one of my friend had this saying, that if everyone in the world will become an entrepreneur, they will start building something, the world would have zero crime rate.
No time.
No time to think negative about it. Because everyone will feel the pain of each other. Like I can see you, like you have been suffering a lot. So I feel I have an empathy for you. So like similarly, like everybody will look each other with the eyes of empathy. They will not be like, I want to fuck this guy. It will not be like this. So yeah.
It sucks, you know, because you have to promote your company and people ask you like how your solution is like differentiated, and you know, and they ask, okay, like compared to blah blah blah, and I hate talking badly about other founders, other companies in general, and even if like they're a direct competitor, because they work really hard, and I know it again. It's hard, and yeah.
That's the empty part. Yeah, and we don't have any bad thoughts. Like
I don't have like any personal. I love them all. They're great. I'm still very far from being successful.
It's like if you are generous now, you become super generous when you get rich, when you get on the top.
Will I?
I mean,
Why?
there's a saying.
Or would like the money spoil me?
That's your personal life. That's your personal.
Okay.
You can do that.
Yeah.
If you could have one coffee with anyone, living in the world, who would that you like to have a coffee with?
I want to hear from you first.
From me first. Okay, from the living. Okay, for me, I think from the dead people, it would be Steve Jobs, because I'm a big fan of him. I said it in my last podcast as well. Like the way he innovated, and I watched his videos. I watched his like a timeless education that he gave with his words. I think I learned a lot from that. And whenever I look at his videos, I think they are timeless. They makes different meaning when I was 10, and they make different meaning when I was 20. So I learned a lot of things from him. And from the living people, I would say I don't have one specific person, but just for the matter of time, I would say Sam Altman from OpenAI, because I think well, I came to know about him that he invested even in those companies that were even dying. He invested, like, he did not invest too much, but like, let's say 20 grand. Like, I think 7-10 years ago, 20 grand was also good investment. He gave them 20 grand, just so that they can run another month as well. Maybe they can figure it out in one more month. So just as being generous, like, he invested in a lot of companies that he knew that are going to die, but let's give them one more chance. So I really like that part. That's what made me like that person. And yeah, I don't have one specific person in my mind. I mean, yeah, there are a lot of people that I want to have coffee with.
I recently wanted to meet Jeff Bezos, because I think building efficient data center, more sustainable data center is possible, and I think that's the future. So
Are you thinking about that industry?
No, I mean, imagine power, data center powered with powerful CPUs and more affordable version of the current cloud.
Yeah.
And you can run models, and it would reduce a lot of the carbon emission as well.
I see.
So it matches with Amazon's goal of sustainability and going green. And I think that's the future as well. I'd love to meet Bill Gates, but he's currently building nuclear power to fuel the growing demand of AI. I don't think that's the path. So
Interesting. Thank you so much, Nayul, for showing up today on the podcast. I'm really grateful to you, and I hope the audience learned a lot of things, and they enjoyed. First of all, not if they did not learn, they should have enjoyed our conversation. And thank you so much for showing up. Lovely. Yeah, man. Thank you so much, Nayul.